Thank you so much. All right, boss, I see you. No need. You're coming up straight away. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna start by saying good evening to you and thank you for joining us on today's episode of Hope for Tomorrow with Kelvin Great. And tonight, it's a special night because we really want to get it full with our special guest for today. So no much wasting of time. We're going straight to the show. Before I bring in our special guest, I want to quickly give a shout out to everyone who's joining us. Niger Gossip, thank you. Juliet, thank you. My boss is here already. Thank you so much. Big Nonso, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us. God bless you. All right, tonight I'm sure you're going to be blessed. And very quickly, I want to wish very lovely and special people a happy birthday. So many people are celebrating birthday today, which is people who are very special to me. I want to start by saying happy birthday to the chairman and CEO of P1 Group. I want to say happy birthday to a beautiful heart, sexy Mary Chex Peters. I want to say happy birthday to my brother Stanley Iboyin. Yeah, Wire Money. God bless you. I want to say big shout out to my friend, Mr. Damilari. God bless you. Happy birthday to you. I pray that this year, as you people have added another year, God will continue to bless you now and forevermore. I want to quickly say big shout out to our sponsors for this program, people who have been supporting us, showing us love like never before. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you to the CEO of Ace Bread, Ace Microfinance Bank, Ace God, of Barry of Adeshok. People have been supporting us, showing us love like never, for helping us. Thank you so much for blessing us. It is a great and lovely thing to do, and we are happy that we are part of you. Thank you so much. God bless you, boss. I want to say a big shout out to my boss, Otita One of Nigerian Comedy, Dex Talker. Big shout out to the CEO of Family Record all the way from the United States. God bless you. All right, guys, right away, I want to bring in the special guest for today's program, and it's no other person than our amiable very own, a man who is a serial entrepreneur. Thomason Collection, thank you. A serial entrepreneur who God has blessed in all ramifications of life, and his presentations are Fidelity Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, a big shout out to, as I present, Mr. Anthony.
Good evening, Kelvin. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you so much, boss. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Confirm that you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can hear you clearly. So, guys, I want to be sure that you can hear Mr. Anthony clearly. Am I audible, sir?
We confirm that good evening to all our audience. All our audience that have been following this, great and inspiring show. I want to say thank you for supporting our very own company. At least confirm that you can hear me clearly.
Yeah, I want it to be more audible, something very louder, a little bit louder. Laptop, welcome. Yes.
So I have to speak up a little bit louder. This is better, right?
Yes. Just a little louder and we are your clear, the network is good, but just a little bit louder and we are good.
Alrighty. So I'm good because I can hear you clearly, loud and clear. I know
Okay.
it's raining somewhat. I hope this will not affect the network.
Mm, just hope so. I just hope so, but at least I have a strong network. I have two network I'm using. So yeah,
Are
I'm
you?
ready. I'm ready for today. I said today we prepare network and carry network put for hand like this. So not to anything.
You
So
mean
not say
business?
I
You
mean
mean business?
business.
That's right. That's right. Let's
So,
get to it.
so today's one, but I don't want to be left out. We really want to get it full. So guys, I want you to confirm for me if you can hear Mr. Anthony. You can hear him very well, very well. Oseso Ojo joining us.
Please confirm. Black talk. I see you. I get you. Confirm
Blacktop,
that you can hear
confirm
me.
if you can hear Mr. Anthony well, Blacktop. Confirm for us, please.
I have a colleague of mine that just joined. Okay. Welcome. Okay, so very good. Let's do this quickly, okay?
Yes. Okay, so we can hear you clearly, sir. All right, so let's fly.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'd love you to let's get a picture with the live audience. Let's get to know you, sir. I know you personally, but let's get to know you because we have new people also joining us.
Yes. So yeah, because the number is a bit low. So let's wait for some more people to come on board. That's fine.
It's like the sound inside the car is entering the something and is in a little.
Okay, I'll take care of that now. I'll take care of that now. So this is better now, right?
Yes, sir. Okay, good. Okay, let's hear it up, sir.
All right.
So you're welcome to the show, sir. Hope for tomorrow with Kelvin Great.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's get to know you then before we start hitting it with questions and all that. A very quick one, sir. The king
Okay.
himself is here.
Yeah, I think
Our
I can
king
see
is
over there.
here.
Yeah. Okay. So, my name has always been Anthony Namdi, Onwabisi. Um, you know, from the I hail from the east of the Niger. I've been all my life. I've been a marketing and communications brand person for 12 to 13 years running now. Um, I'm also an entrepreneur like yourself. I have several of my own businesses. I'm CEO de la Verie Ventures.
Okay.
We are into industrial cleaning, fumigation, pest control, laundry and dry cleaning service, medium scale enterprise. I'm also in the business of media content creation as well. Currently, I'm head of brand management for Fidelity Bank.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. We got to your profile. So I hope, guys, you can hear him. But I do love you to be more audible, sir. I don't know the something is a little bit faint. Or could you disconnect it with your Bluetooth?
Okay, so if you give me a second, let me just disconnect that and sort of use the. Hold on a second.
Okay, no problem, sir. I want to give a big shout out to our king who just joined us, and I already saluted him before his arrival. Like I told you guys that the CEO of Ace Bread is our sponsor for this live program for the past month plus, and we've been doing great. I want to say thank you so much, Obabari, for all your love, for all your support, for continuous blessing us and showing us great love. God will continue to bless you and will not leave you by His grace. Mrs.
Please,
Esther Uzochukwu,
please
thank you
confirm,
so much for
please
joining us.
confirm that you
Well,
can hear me clearly now.
perfect, 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 perfect.
All right, great. So I just have to take it off the airport. So this is better. I can hear you too.
Sir Biodun Forte, you're welcome, sir. Wow, that's a big man who joined us. Sir Biodun Forte, I see you. Welcome, boss. God bless you, sir. Okay, so sir, we know you have a laundering and business which you run. You're doing so great in it. You have a fumigating company. You're doing so great. Apparently, you are the head of communications in Fidelity Bank, and you're doing great with it. And we thank you so much for joining us on this program to give us the life stories and also how we can also go about being an entrepreneur. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for having me.
So straight away, sir, we've gotten your story from the last time we got in contact with you. So I have some few questions that I prepared to ask you. So please, guys, I want you to drop your questions on the comment section so that we can ask Mr. Anthony, and those questions can provide answers for us so that we can use those questions and answers to better our own life. So, sir, I want to personally ask you, how did you get your first sale as a marketing person?
How did I make my first sale?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I believe this you speaking to the entrepreneurial side of me,
Yes.
um, and how I clinched my first client.
Okay.
Um, okay, so first thing, if you remember from the last episode, recall we talked about putting structures. When you set up a business, you have to be very, it's a very serious business, and you have to be very determined, and consistent for success. So some of the
Discipline.
first things that I did
Yes.
was I set up a proper marketing team. I had a proper marketing team, but I'll tell you that even with my marketing efforts, that my first real clients or my immediate closest circle, my immediate network were my first real clients. Because you have to start from the people that you know, from the people that are closest to you. And I think I leveraged my own network, and the fact that I've recently set up my business, I definitely, I invited them to come and patronize. And they were my first real, in fact, to be honest with you, to be really honest with you, I am my
Yes, sir.
first client for my business. I am the number one client for my business. So if you look at our database, the first person, because all of our customers are coded. We have a code that represents all of our, unique customers, so we can identify them, within our system. So my code is DL01. So I am my very, very first client, because you have to start from, you know, from yourself, and then the people around you, in my immediate network. That's how I started growing my network, my client base.
Hmm. All right. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, I'm trying to tell my own point still because I can't just hit you with questions and I'm not benefiting. So I should be the number one benefactor of this program.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
So guys, you can see the question I'm hitting my boss with. Um, how did he make his first sale? So if you have any question you want to ask, please drop it at the comment section and I'm going to asking that question. MC Pin code, you're welcome. So, sir, I will move ahead to ask you, how did you get credibility so quickly?
You know, the word credibility is not a word that it's not something you get on the immediate. Credibility, I can liken it to trust, to customer trust. It's not something that you acquire in a business, you acquire quickly, and you say you've acquired it. It's a lifelong thing, because
every day you meet customers, some of them lose faith, they lose trust as you journey through. You have to prove yourself to them over and over again, to continually grow your business. So credibility is not a one night thing. It's not something that happens overnight. It is something you build over time as you build your brand. In the course of, remember I talked about a product life cycle. You introduce your products, the product will gain maturity, the product will attain the level of growth, and then it will now begin to decline. You now have to reinvent the product. So at the point where your product is gaining maturity and growing, you're starting to build some level of credibility for your business, and people are beginning to recognize you, they are beginning to trust. What drives credibility is basically trust. So it is not something that you have to continue to reassure your different customers that you're still a worthy and credible business for them to do business with. So it's not a one night. It's not something you do overnight and you say you've achieved that. It's a lifelong thing as long as that business exists.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much, boss. Thank you. So I will move by saying again, how did you develop key partnership?
So key partnerships now for my business. Yes. In fact, as I'm talking to you right now, I'm still in talks with a one of my very good friends. She runs I think she runs a retail payment solutions company. In fact, it's a company called, I don't know if I can give her free airplay.
Yes. Go ahead, sir.
Olivet Clouds. So I think it's Olivet Clouds. She is the owner of Kudi Go app. The Kudi Go app is a retail app solution. So as you continue to do your business and you continue to see where there are gaps, and you continue to look for solutions for partners that will help you scale, regardless of where the particular area you're looking for that partner for. Some people might be looking for partner for financing. Some people might be looking for partner for tech. Some people might be looking for partner for consulting. So it depends. For me, I didn't really look for partner for financing. I'm only looking for partner for solutions that will help my business to scale, to excel, and so that I can be able to monitor my books, track my retail, my sales, customer satisfaction areas, and all of that. So that is the kind of partners that I looked for when I started off. So yes, it's not something. And see, look, when you talk about partners is not something that you say you've looked for and you have found, and so therefore you're not looking for partners anymore. In business, it's almost like a lifelong thing, because as the environment, your market's environment continue to change, you have to continue to look for the relevant partners that will continue to help your business to scale, to survive. So if today, tech, as we all know, it is what is driving most markets and the entire economy, you have to continue to look for relevant partners within your own business space to continue to help you to reinvent your brand, to stay relevant, and all of that. So having partners in business is not something that happens once. It's a continuous process.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I hope you guys are getting something out of my here. So I pinned down a question right on the screen. So can you get the question, sir?
I see Black Talk asking for what are the basic strategies of communication in marketing.
Okay, let's take the one I pinned down first.
So let me take Black.
Esther.
Okay, let me take Black Talk's question, and then we'll take extras.
Okay, all right, sir.
Because communication is one of the very important, one of the very important arm of the marketing mix, which sits under the promotion. back at school, they teach us that marketing there are 4 P's in marketing: product, price, places distribution, and then promotions, which are the basic P's in marketing. So communication sits right in there, and it's quite important that for any business to survive, to scale, or to quickly grow, you need to communicate. So what are the basic strategies of communication? Now it depends. So you need to first understand the stage your brand or product is at. Black talk. You need to understand the stage in which your product is. If you are just introducing a brand or a product into the market, you know that you quickly need to drive awareness for it. So awareness becomes the objective for that communication for that product. And what are the basic strategies to drive awareness? So it depends. As a small or medium scale business, you want to look out for cheaper and effective ways in which you would communicate your business. Some of which are of course digital social media. So digital media is one of the very effective, I repeat, very effective and efficient way in which you can communicate your brand, right? And you need to first understand your target market. There are certain basic things you need to understand. You need to understand your offering, your unique selling proposition, what makes your product different from competition within the market space. And then you need to understand the kind of target audience that your product is, your brand is made for, the value that you create, and who will need that value. You need to understand how they behave, how they think, what interests them. Then you need to now understand the kind of channels that they consume. What are the kind of media channels that they consume? Are they the radio kind of people? Are they en route? Are they usually on the road? What kind of media touch point will work best for you? Okay, and then you now have to evaluate. For a medium scale business, you probably don't have the budget to do mainstream media. So you want to look at efficient touch points. So I'm taking you back to digital marketing. So digital marketing becomes your primary channel or touch points for communicating. So for communicating effectively and efficiently, so that you can quickly drive awareness for your brand if you're just introducing a new product. And if you have been in business for a while, it's a minimum of 5 to 10 years, you probably at this point in your life would not be needing awareness because you should be known by now. What you now probably need is to now create an emotional connection. You need to build up the emotional values that your brand should have that will naturally have people recommend you ahead of competition. So these are basically some of the strategies you need to look at. There are basic things you need to know first. You need to understand the kind of target audience you're looking at. You need to understand the stage you're in, if it's awareness that your brand needs, if you're just introducing it. Then you need to understand how your consumer use the media, so you know which media is very relevant for your brand. And when you do that, if you have the budget or if you have funding, then you can go above the line, because above the line media, which is radio, TV, and press and out of home, are usually the strongest touch points to drive awareness. I hope I've been able to connect with you, Black Talk.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Blacktop says, okay, points. Nice points, sir. All right. So, sir, let's move to Esther Uzochukwu's question.
Esther, you want to know how an entrepreneur would do SWOT analysis? So SWOT analysis is an awesome tool. Still very relevant in these times, that as not just really for business people. If you are in the business of doing strategy.
Sorry, sir. If I'm sorry for cutting you. Because of other people, what do we understand by SWOT analysis?
No, I'm going to break it down. Hold on, I'm going to break it down. Right? Okay. I just want to give some sort of background first. So it's a tool that you use to do what we call a situational analysis. If you want to understand the situation of your brand or your product, where it is today in the market, So SWOT simply means strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That is what SWOT means. So it is a self. In fact, you can even do SWOT, Kevin Great. You can do SWOT for yourself. You can do you can map out your strengths. You can map out your weaknesses. In there, you do your opportunities, you do your threats. So the strengths and the weaknesses are intrinsic, what we call intrinsic factors. The things that are inside of you as a brand, you for your product, the things that you can control that are inside. The opportunities and the threats are the things that are in the markets that are outside, what we call extrinsic factors. So strength, so let's take for example, sweet communications, right? You want to do, okay, sweet communications is into the business of supplying eggs, right? You want to do a SWOT analysis for sweet eggs, poultry, sweet eggs poultry. So the first thing you need to do is, what are the strengths that sweet eggs poultry have? It could be scale. They have size. It could be that they have fresh eggs. It could be that they have quicker routes to the market, maybe because of where their office is situated. These are strengths. It could be that their prices are good, their price is cheap. So these are also strengths. So you want to understand the weaknesses. Now, it could be that eggs, the risk is high. For weakness, it could also be high finances to start off. For weakness, it could also be that they are not well branded, so awareness is low. That's weakness. So these are the things that are affecting the brand. Then opportunities now simply means the things that your strength can help you activate, the things that your strength can help you win and achieve in the marketplace. So what are the opportunities that your strength can tap into? So that's exactly what opportunities present. So it could be that now that there's COVID-19, consumption is high, so the opportunities for sweet eggs poultry to push product out is quite high. So there's opportunity for them to mop up. Threats are basic things that are within the marketplace. They are extrinsic factors. So threats could be government regulations. Tomorrow, government can say that no egg poultry or no poultry farm should push their egg out. Everybody should. So government is one of the threats. Threats can also be barriers to entry as new players entering into that market. So these are things that are out there that can affect the brand. So it is a tool that you use to analyze your brand. It could be for your personal brand. It could be for your business. It could also be for for products that you want to launch. So you use it to understand the situation. It's a situational analysis tool. So once you do that, the insights that you get from your strengths, the insights you get from your weaknesses, the insight that you get from the opportunities and the threats, you put them together, it begins to point you in the direction that you should go to stay above competition.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much, sir. Wow.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was great. That was good. So I hope, guys, Ebony Natural, I see you. Thank you for joining us. Yes, situation analysis, Black Top Media. Mrs. Esther, I hope you're able to get that. Thank you, guys, for staying tuned. All right, sir. This is one of the most short questions being asked by young entrepreneurs. That moves me to my next question, which I say, how did you get funded? How did you get funded? Talking about raising capital.
Yeah, very fantastic question. Yeah, fantastic question. I will just
maybe.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, good. So I'm going to try to first read out the basic ways in which you can raise capital, the basic ways you can raise funding, and then I'll probably let you in on my approach. the way I sort of secured funding for my business. Um,
Yes.
there are basic 5 steps. It can be beyond 5. It can be beyond these 5s I want to reel out, right? Basic 5 steps to raise capital for your business. Now, the first one is your personal savings. First one is your personal savings. Yeah. And then the second one is family and friends. Second one is family and friends. The third one is angel investments, angel investors. Okay, I'll explain all of these things. Now, the fourth on that list is normal loans from banks and microfinance banks. And then the fifth on there is government grants, just like you can see through the times in COVID-19, and government is giving grants out to businesses so that they can survive and stay afloat. Now, I'll take it from the top down. Personal savings, you and I know, is a straight jacket. So just give me a second, please. Let me enter this. Yeah, so personal savings. I started my business off from my personal savings. I'll be honest with you. And you must be ready to start small. You must have the mindset of starting small, being disciplined, maximize, and scale. I started my business from personal savings. And that's how I funded my business. And then, because actually I was saving that money for something, and I realized when, just like the way God calls pastors, God called me to say it is time for you to set up something. And so I just decided to move that money right into that business. And thank God I did that almost 3 years now, and I'm happy I made that decision. So family and friends, of course, just like every marketing, you start from family and friends. So if you bring what you have and still not enough, then you have to consult your family and consult friends. And you can now, use that to raise whatever initial capital you want at the time to start a business. Angel investors. Angel investors are basically people who have money, they don't know what to do with it. So they want to invest in your business, so that they can get some sort of equity from the business, so that they can be part owners, so that they can, they like the idea, they want to sponsor it, so that they can, be not just only part owners, so that they can also just sort of enjoy dividend and sort of support. Like sometimes some NGOs do these things. Then you now have, of course, banks and microfinance banks, and all of that. These are basic things. You go to a bank, you apply for a loan, you apply for a credit, they sort of will do all the feasibility study, ask you for collaterals. These things come at very high interest rates. Basic. Then you have government grants. So you have those last two are usually the toughest to come by. So you want to focus on your top 3 things, which is your personal savings, your family and friends, and then lastly, you're now looking for angel investors. Now, there are a lot of things. In fact, recently, I think this week, I got a proposal. So there's also what we call crowdfunding. So you can, if you have a fantastic idea, you can pitch it. You can pitch it up on your social media. You can pitch it up in your immediate network, and you can tell them that you have this idea. You share the proposal with them. You're willing to present it to them. You do a Zoom. They sign an NDA if you like, and then they invest. So that crowdfunding, you don't want more than 10 people, don't want more than 5 people. So they can also you can also get funds from crowdfunding as well. So the basic 5, we all know that, and then crowdfunding is also another way to sort of get secure funds.
Yeah. So can you expatiate more on this crowdfunding, sir?
Okay, so crowdfunding is another one I didn't even say is that you can also get fundings from exhibitions. You can pitch your business in for exhibitions. So there are a lot of exhibitions that happen, especially in Africa and Nigeria, where you have to fill a form. Of course, People invest in ideas. You go in there and exhibit your idea. You go in there and exhibit your product. You go in there and exhibit what it is that you do, and you just an organization who sort of lies the idea and they just buy into it. So that's from exhibition. You can also get funding from exhibition. But now back to crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is simple. It's simple. It is usually managed by platforms or organizations. All you just need to do is tell them that you have this business idea and that you want them to help you seek to source out for crowdfunding. There are a lot of them around. All you just need to do is Google. And then they'll help you put up your product or put up your services or put up your idea or your platform on their platform, source for crowd to come fund it, and then if you're lucky, you get funded.
Okay. All right. That's great. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it, sir.
Do you want me to take a start question?
Yes, let's take the question, sir.
It is basic now. You copyright your thing. So if it's an idea that hasn't been incorporated, you have to do copyright. You have to do all of the necessary documentation to own it. So if it's a book you want to publish, of course, you have to do your copyright and get all your licenses in so that your ideas aren't hijacked or stolen. But don't forget that no one has the monopoly of these things. If someone cannot steal it, what exactly the way it is, someone can create something that looks like it and give it some sort of name. No one has the monopoly of that. But at least you would be the first to take that idea to the market, and you have first movers advantage. There's something called first movers advantage in business. If it's a very unique idea, but trust me, otherwise you just do the necessary paperwork, your licensing, you get, if it's a book, if it's an idea, you do copyright and all of that, and secure it such that, and of course, while sourcing for funds, always ensure that the people you bring into the room sign an NDA. Always ensure that they sign an NDA, that there's an NDA to whatever agreement you're going into.
What NDA, sir?
Sorry?
The full meaning of NDA, sir?
Non-disclosure agreement.
Okay, can you throw more light on it?
So a non-disclosure agreement is simply an agreement, your partners are willing to, they have to be willing to sign it. Once they sign it, it means that they cannot replicate or duplicate this idea or take this idea outside of the people that are involved within it. So it stays within the circle. So if it's between myself and you and we sign an NDA to an idea, it means that I cannot share that idea with anyone else. So it stays inside. That NDA agreement protects me and yourself from the idea going out. So if anybody takes it that that person would have been found to be breaching the NDA clause, and there are penalties for that under the law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Wow, great one, sir. Thank you so much, boss. All right. Giddy boss, thank you for joining us. Everyone joining us, thank you. Okay. I'll throw this question by asking what habits helps you make you successful?
Success is relative. Kelvin,
Yeah, success is relative. Success is relative, but at least let's get some of the secret.
Yeah, because Dangote is still looking for money. You know that popular Dangote absolutely. So even with all of his successes, he's still chasing money. So the thing is, you're not really success until you've built a business that can outlive you. Success is when you build a business that can outlive you. Look at Steve Jobs now, what he has done with Apple, a couple of others. Apple has outlived Steve Jobs, but he's been the founder, he's been the brain and all of that. That is a successful business. That's a power brand. You can say that for a lot of businesses, Coca-Cola, you can say that for Hennessy, you can say that for even Guinness, the Guinness brand. These are successful businesses, because they've stood the test of time, and they've been around for forever. That is when you can really see you're successful, because right now, even Dangote still makes mistakes and he learns from them. I'm still making my own mistakes and I'm learning from them. So we're growing and growing and growing and reinventing. So I would not really say that that I've reached where I would say that I'm successful just yet. No, I'm still learning and I'm still growing.
Wow, success is relative. Wow, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
So, but to us, we still see you as a successful personality, and that leads me to say, what mindset helped you to be successful, sir?
You see, a very good colleague that I respect in the industry once told me something. He said that if you really want to do something, you go ahead and do it and explain later, because a lot of you might offend a lot of people in the process, and some people might want to talk you out of it, but you must be determined. That determination to succeed, to excel, is really important for any. If you ask any, for example, Atiku today is a well celebrated businessman. He's built conglomerates. His very first business was a barbing salon after NYSC. This is Atiku Abubakar, the former vice president of the Federal Republic. Fresh out of NYSC, he started off a very small business with, barbing salon, one small shop. Then he entered transportation. He began to discover himself as he does that. So the thing is, as he did that, the thing is, you must have the mindset of someone who is willing to go the full hog. If you're in business for the quick gains and for the quick profits, you want to quickly make money, my brother, you will falter, you will fail, because the monies will not come trust me, in your first 5 years. You're still trying to build that business. In your first 5 years of setting up that business, you're still trying to survive. So you must have that grit, that grind that will keep you going for the full haul. And that's the mindset that makes you successful, basically. That's the mindset. So you must be ready to grind through time. You must be disciplined. You must be focused on that objective. And then I think with all of that and determination and good structure, there's the likelihood of success is usually high.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it, sir. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you, sir. I got Boss the Don all the way from Canada joined us. Thank you so much, Boss, for joining us. Yeah. All right, sir. So I want to move to this question. I want to ask that how did you distinguish yourself from your competitors?
Like I said, it's your promise. It's what differentiates you from your competition is that gap that you think your products will fill in the life of your consumer, of your target audience. Differentiation is not my price is cheap. No. Differentiation is not I have a big office. No. Differentiation, what will set you apart is that consumer insight, that space, that gap, that real value that your product is offering the consumer is what you can build on to set your brand apart. Let us take, for example, where you're in the business of laundry and dry cleaning, right? The first thing you need to know is that first of Your customers need speed and they need real value at an affordable price. For me, as an end user of a laundry outfit, first off, I want speed. I want to be able to drop my cloth today and get it out in 48 hours. So if you come to me and say your unique selling proposition is electric speed, affordable pricing at electric speed, you already have gotten my attention. So you must firstly identify the gap that your brand or products or services will fill in the life of the customer, the consumer, and then you build on that and use that as the launch pad to differentiate your offering. If you're in a financial institution and you understand that today's consumer wants ease of service, wants great customer experience, you know that you need to improve on your service delivery. Your service delivery has got to be has got to be great, such that the customers will not become advocates and begin to now sell your brand by themselves. You won't even be the one to be marketing your product anymore. You just be getting what we call advocacy for your product, for your services, for your brand. So that is what you need to leverage on. For my business, the Lavery Ventures, for example, I built my business on speed, professionalism, and quality delivery. So, for example, a lot of people that do business today will tell you that we can deliver this thing to you, but you have to pay for delivery fee.
Yes, sir.
That delivery fee is a turn off for a lot of customers, basically. If I'm in the business of, if my business were to be online, for example, I depend on some sort of delivery service to push my product out. There are certain ways in which you can manage your business such that you don't even pass that delivery cost to the customer. So you can even tell so when you say things like free delivery is enough, it's catchy, it's strong to put your attention to whatever product or services that is. So if you want to now buy an aquarium or you want to buy a t-shirt, and this one is saying I'll deliver free, and this one is saying delivery is 1,000 naira, you already have started making you started filtering already. So little things like that can be an insight you can leverage to differentiate your brand. It could be customer experience, it could be your service delivery, it could be speed, it could be that gap that you've seen, within the customer space that your brand is looking to fill. You can leverage on that to make a difference.
Hey. Wow, thank you so much, sir. That's great. Yeah. So I'll move on. So guys, please, I want you to drop your questions. Mr. Non-Lee, thank you for joining us. I want you guys to drop your question. I want more questions so that we can ask my boss here before our 1 hour gets exhausted. Because I'm the only one asking you questions. Am I the only one in business? You said what, sir?
We're looking at 5 minutes here because I'll be so just go on. I'll be lighting soon.
Okay, you'll be lighting soon.
No, I'm getting to I have another meeting for 6.
Okay. Well, we are good. I'm sure probably 1 hour, 5-10 minutes we are done. So let me quickly go by asking this question. And what was your biggest mistake? I think I had something like this the last time we saw you online, but let's get it again. What's your biggest mistake, sir?
Okay, well, that question should be what's your biggest mistake so far? Because there will still be lots of mistakes to be made in the future. So my biggest mistake so far, I won't lie to you, has been in my hiring. Remember I mentioned people. I mentioned people. I mentioned structure. See, if the people that you have working for you don't understand the vision of your business, don't understand your mission, your vision, and where you're going to, my brother, your business will struggle. They would not give you in fact, you struggle to scale because they will not they don't understand the direction, right? They're just there to earn their salary, to just do a job and get paid. But you first need to ensure that your people understand the mission and vision of your business. Richard Branson used to say that if you train a people to leave your organization, to leave your company. But if you treat your people right, if you treat them so well, they wouldn't want to leave, they want to stay. Treating them well, part of treating your people well is having them understand what your vision and mission is about. Because if you don't train your people, you don't imbibe them into your vision and mission, you struggle. For me, that was my biggest mistake. And because it's a medium scale enterprise, it is still a mistake you still have to make, until you get it right. Once you start to scale and begin to firm up your structures, you begin to see a better result. That was my very big mistake, and I'm still making that mistake. Basically, trust me. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not something that you can get right first time. Big corporate businesses still make that mistake. Because I'm talking to you.
Wow. Okay. Great. Thank you so much, sir. Let me see if there are any other questions. AY, I see you. How do you manage up to like 5 businesses at a stretch?
AY. That's a solid one, because Dangote has Dangote Sugar is doing is entered oil and gas now.
Refinery.
There's Dangote Cement, there's Dangote Pasta, there's Dangote Salt. So I think all these things are built on structure. You must build your business on structure, on systems and structure, such that when you're not there, they can run. You see, I've always stressed on structure and systems. Yes, because without them, your business can't scale. You can't even run 2 or 3 branches if you don't have structure and systems in place. They talk more of now 3 or 4 or 5 businesses, and that's a very solid question, because to be very successful in life, you can be successful by just running one business. Yeah, that's fine. But if you look at Facebook and the things Facebook has acquired WhatsApp, they are buying up things. It makes you understand that the mind of a serial entrepreneur must not be in one place. You can hover. Today, Kevin, great, you're a comedian who says you cannot now start importing tires and batteries from China. Who says you cannot now go into real estate? So as far as it brings in money and you have the capacity to manage them, you have the right people and you have systems and structure in place, such that even when you're asleep, things are taken care of and are running properly, you're good to go.
Oh, okay. Mrs. Esther asked, said, a lot of people who are successful people say they read their way to success and all that. What can you say about it?
That the what? Say that, take that again.
That let me read it from our question. Let me start it. Okay. Most forerunners in business tells us that they read their way to success, but the books there is no money in the books. What is your take on this?
Well, I'll be honest with you. It's just like saying that you don't have to listen to all inspirational speakers. See, a lot of those things, a lot of those things don't happen the way they put it. A lot of those things don't happen the way they put it. If you look at their books, you find that what they say, the story is different from the reality. There's nobody that will say that they rig their way through to success. You probably must have done the work. You must have a product or a service or an idea or something that the consumer or customers really need, that has market for it. If you don't have a product or services that has market, that that there's a market for, my brother, you can't be in business, right? You can't be in business, and if you're not well differentiated and can't compete, you don't have a value proposition that the consumer can that can see, that is appealing to the consumer, then you will still struggle. So there's no other fast route to success in business. You have to till, you have to toil, you have to obey the basic laws. I was reading in a book today what the CEO wants you to know. Trust me, the basic principles of the vendor. You know the vendor storekeeping story. That's the way the retail vendor people take their business. They come out in the morning, they open their shop, they put the very attractive mango at the front, they put the bad one somewhere in the back so you don't see it. See, all these basic principles still apply to normal businesses, right? That putting of the very ripe mangoes in front of the shade so that's the one you see first is what we call display, is what we call advertising.
Okay.
So pricing, when they start to think of, okay, I have to put my product at the best price that I'll be profitable and I'll still sell above my competition, is what we call pricing strategy that we apply today in our core businesses. So you must have that acumen, that vendor store selling mentality is still part of basic business as I speak to you today. Your customers, how you source for funds, how you manage your books, and then how you scale. These 4 things, basic principles in business, is still very fundamental.
Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate you for this wonderful talk.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. I was going to ask you, how did you learn from your failures?
They say once bitten, twice shy. So see, failure is the tuition you pay in the school of success. I will take it again. Yes. Failure is the tuition you pay in the school of success, according to one of my very respected colleague. Failure, because without failure, you somewhat will not be able to graduate in the school of success. You must be able to accept these mistakes when you make them, and you must learn from them. And it's like growing up, they say when you make these same mistakes over and over again, you begin to ask yourself if something is wrong. So you invest in an angle of your business that isn't working. It shows that you probably didn't do your due diligence before you invested in it. And that so what you learn from that is that when you want to expand or scale in what you do now, you need to do your due diligence. You need to understand to what level it is you want to take this decision to what extent it is you want to drive this new product to. Because you have tried it before, you have failed, it has hurt you, some monies have gone in there. It's a sign that you didn't probably do that research or study well before you embarked on it. So the next time you want to make that kind of a decision, you know that you must have ticked the boxes before you take that call. So these are some of the things you must be able to document. Okay. You must document your failures so that when you want to progress, or as you progress in your business, you now need to avoid those pitfalls, those potholes as you go on.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. We'll go offline, and then when we come back, we have just 10 minutes, then we'll call it a day.
I have to run at this point because I'm getting another call.